What is going on, y'all? Welcome back to the Locks DFS MLB breakdown. My name is Narang. I'm from locksdfs.com, and I'll be breaking down the 7-game main slate on DraftKings and FanDuel for Monday, June 24th. Before I get into that, though, just a few things. Firstly, I got to announce a winner of a free season pass. As you guys know, we give back a free season pass to someone who's been leaving likes and leaving comments on the videos the week prior. It's just our way of saying thanks. It's a good way to boost the engagement on the channel as well. So it's sort of like a win-win situation overall. So last week's winner is Peter Clock. Just enjoyed his comments. He left one that I saw that was talking about how he enjoyed the breakdown of pitchers as well as a pitcher that he recommended himself, which is sort of what we're looking for as far as comments go. And so we really appreciate it, man. So go ahead and DM either me at ReallyAddy or Twitter at LocksDFS, and we'll hook you up with a free season pass of your choice. And then next week's giveaway starts today. So if y'all want to win a free season pass next week, just go ahead and leave a like, leave a comment. You can use it on baseball. You can use it on a future sport. It's totally up to y'all. So I'll let you guys move forward with that as you so choose. And then lastly, if you do want to join the team and just get yourself a pass, it's locksdfs.com. Just scroll down a little bit and you can pick between a monthly or seasonal baseball pass. Both of them are great deals as far as sorry, I got to check that. Both of us are great deals as far as I'm concerned. I think you'll gain a lot of value out of either one. So go ahead and check that out on locksdfs.com if you are interested. With that being said, let's just jump into this slate. So as you guys know, we start with breaking down pitchers. And on this slate, it's a little bit interesting. It's sort of like one of the slates I did last week where, got to turn this stuff off. It's sort of like one of the slates I did last week where there weren't too many like attractive options above 10K that I was overly interested in. So my highest price pitcher was like a mid 8K guy. And that's sort of how we are this week. My favorite SP1 option is going to be Eduardo Rodriguez versus the Chicago White Sox. Firstly, team total. Boston opened as a pretty decent sized favorite, minus 148. They've received 48% of the bets, yet they've moved from minus 148 to minus 166. That's pretty decent reverse line movement. We see the White Sox team total drop from 4-3 to 4. And E-Rod just gives us a lot of strikeout upside for this price. I don't even know who's calling. As you can see, versus lefties, got an 11.29K per nine with a 3.66 xFIP versus righties, a 3.94 xFIP with a 9.31K per nine. Both are pretty elite numbers. At home, he's even better with a higher strikeout rate, almost 11, or it is 11 per nine with an xFIP of 3. Super impressive. He's got good batted ball splits as far as limiting hard contact and generating ground balls. And he's got a fairly soft matchup versus a Chicago White Sox team that has a couple lefties in the lineup with John Jay and Yonder Alonso. And then a lot of their best hitters are also fairly reverse splits. Like Eloy is a fairly reverse splits hitter. Moncada is better from the right side or better from the left side. So he'll be on his bad side. Tim Anderson, fairly reverse splits. So definitely a good spot for him, and I will be interested in him as my SP1 option. He's also projecting as the highest owned option as far as right now goes, which I can definitely understand. So moving on, there's a low price guy I like as well. That's usually how we do these videos, a high price and a low price guy. But since the high price guy was 8-7, I think you're going to have a lot of salary to play around with for bats on this slate, which is going to be a good thing. You might need it. So the low price guy is going to be Drew Pomeranz. Again, he's not a great pitcher, but he's a high strikeout pitcher in a good ballpark versus a team that does strike out. And he's real cheap. So 4.1 xFIP versus lefties, 4.91 versus righties, K per 9 above 9 to both handedness and above 10 to lefties. And as expected, he is a little bit better at home with an xFIP that's about 1.3 lower at 4.06. And a K per 9 that's about 2 higher at just under 11 batters per 9 innings. Does give up a bit too much hard contact, a few too many line drives, but playing in that big ballpark sort of helps with all of these bad batted ball splits, and you're really just targeting the strikeout upside of him here. We see the Rocky team total not be as high as expected. It opened at 4.6. It's since dropped to 3.9, and we have pretty heavy reverse line movement on San Francisco with 23% of bets coming in on the Giants, yet they moved from plus 125 to plus 101. Definitely a good spot for Pomeranz, and he's also coming in as a fairly chalky SP option. So you might see that Pomeranz-Erod combo be fairly owned in cash. So if you do want to switch it up in GPPs, it would make a lot of sense as far as like guys like Sabathia go, maybe John Gray, maybe pay up for a guy like Kershaw. Can't really recommend Giolito in Boston, but hey, if you feel like risking it, you can do that too. So that'll do it for starting pitchers. With that being said, let's move on to the bats. Couple key spots you're really going to want to look towards today. The first spot for me is going to be the New York Yankees versus Aaron Sanchez. So Aaron Sanchez has just been super mediocre this year, and this Yankees lineup, now that it's healthy, is as lethal as it comes in all of baseball. Aaron Sanchez with a 5.92 xFIP versus righties, 4.82 xFIP versus lefties, slightly higher home runs per 9 versus righties, and a slightly higher walks per 9 versus righties. Pretty bad news for him because this is a fairly right-handed Yankees lineup with a lot of their top hitters being righties. Aaron Judge is fairly reverse splits, although he's pretty monster versus both-handedness. Gary Sanchez has been fairly reverse splits this year, so not a good spot for him at all in Yankee Stadium. Does a decent job of generating ground balls, but still gives up a bit too much hard contact, especially versus right-handed bats at 37%. So we're really going to be looking towards a lot of these top-of-the-order guys, and you can even full stack them all the way down. Guys like Judge, Voit, Giancarlo at 4.5, Didi at 3.7, Edwin even, Gary, all these guys are going to be very much in play, and will probably end up being the highest owned stack on DraftKings. And then finally, another spot for bats that I think you can look towards is going to be this Chicago-Atlanta game. The big takeaway here is if you go to weather on Roto-Grinders, Kevin Roth does this. He said that winds are blowing out to right center at 15 miles per hour. That's a big bump to bats. It's a huge bump to bats in Wrigley because Wrigley is, I think I mentioned this on this video before, it is the most wind-sensitive park in baseball. So when the wind is blowing out, it's a big-time hitter's park, and when the wind is blowing in, it's a big-time pitcher's park. So I'm going to be really interested in both sides of this game. But the side I'm leaning towards right now is going to be this Cubs side, just because Julio Teheran is the worst of the two pitchers. His whole career, he's been fairly bad against lefties, and this year is more or less the same. 5.68 xFIP versus lefties and 4.63 versus righties, giving up home runs per 9 to right-handed bats and to left-handed bats as well. But he just has a 4.7 home run to fly ball ratio, which is incredibly low. Especially for Julio Teheran, and especially giving up 42% hard contact and 39% fly balls to lefties. So I'm going to be looking towards both sides of the plate here and both sides of this game as well. I guess I'll give a slight lean to the lefties like Kyle Schwarber, Anthony Rizzo, Jason Hayward, Cargo. They're all really, really cheap as well. Kyle Schwarber's under 4K. And then on the other side, you got Acuna, Swanson, they're fairly cheap. Freddie Freeman's probably been the hottest hitter in baseball. He's going to come in virtually unowned in an awesome spot, but it is lefty-lefty, which will really knock down his ownership. That's an interesting spot as well. So I'll really be looking at a game stack here and a Yankees stack for some of my top stacks on this slate. So that being said, let's do these home run calls and we'll get out of here. So I've already alluded to both of them on this video. The high price guy I'm going to go with is going to be Aaron Judge at 5K. Reverse splits hitter has been in his short career, going up against a bad reverse splits righty in an awesome ballpark with a monster team total. Seems like it's a fairly easy lock. I mean, it's a 6.9 team total, which is very nice. So it almost seems like a lock for a big game, and I'll go ahead and call him for a home run here. And then the low price guy I alluded to as well is going to be Kyle Schwarber at sub 4K. Wind blowing out at Wrigley. Julio Teheran awful versus lefties, giving up way too much hard contact, way too many fly balls. So I love this lefty stack for the Cubs, and that starts with Schwarber tonight. So that being said, guys, thank you so much for checking out this video. I hope you did enjoy. If you did, a like and comment means a lot. And as always, if you do leave a like and comment, you'll be entered into winning a free season pass of your choice, courtesy of Locks DFS, come next week. So with that being said, guys, thank you so much for checking out this video. And I hope you win a ton of money tonight, and I will see y'all on Wednesday. Peace.